It's more than that.
Okay. All right. So, how was life in Burnpur when you were working there?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I joined Martin Band and then posted in Burnpur about in 1958. It's a long time ago. And I had basically joined because I was already trained as a commissioning engineer with ICI in Calcutta, and we set up the first factory here. So I was taken on by Martin Band and posted to Burnpur to do what we call the 1958 extension. That's how I landed up in Burnpur, and we did a lot of.
Okay. Explain just in a couple of minutes how social life was in Burnpur.
Well, life was great.
I mean, let's describe one day. You come back from work. We're talking about outside of the work environment.
You come back from work, and then it's up to you to decide whether you ended up at the Crescent Club or at the cricket club, you know. And sometimes the Burnpur Club. Except that in our time, when we went to Burnpur Club, you'd better be dressed properly, you know, otherwise you're thrown out.
You have to be dressed properly.
Yeah. I still remember the boss's son, Sir Biren Mukherjee's son, the owner. I knew him well. He had come just from England, and I had returned a few months earlier. So we met up at the club, and he shocked everyone because he turned up in brown corduroy jacket and brown shoes. And everyone started frowning at him in the Burnpur Club because, you know, you weren't supposed to be. But barring all that, I think we had a great life because the colony life was extremely good. See, you all worked hard, we lived together in a colony which was an integrated colony. And we knew what our do's and don'ts. And within that framework, you know, you build up a camaraderie among your peers and your seniors. And you get the work done. So life was great. I mean,
yeah, one way to describe that is when you work in Burnpur, your relatives are not there. You're working with 1,600 or 60,000 other people who become your family. In course of time, they're your support system.
Well, that was the kind of life which we also had in other steel plants which came up later. But the fact that we had more commitment because you sort of, after you're working with Burnpur, in Burnpur, you sort of felt that it was your own time. Because in those days, as it, you know, we used to say in pun that when the government steel plants came up, and later after 10, 12 years, you throw a stone and you hit some big shot. But in ISCO, that's the Indian Steel Company, we were only 100 senior officers, I mean, cabinet officers, who ran the entire ISCO. Which, so you can imagine the kind of loading we had when we began work. And that's what made us steel engineers, you know. You forgot your original specialization, you became a steel engineer. And we maintained that throughout our entire life. I had the privilege of working there for more than 25 years. And in 1986, I came out from there to another steel plant. So that's how it goes.
Very good.
You were all senior?
I remember his father, and they were all stalwarts in their profession. Awesome, I would say. Melting Sharp, great people.
So all of you knew each other then?
Oh yes, all of them.
This is the Burnpur family, like I was describing. Now you're not blood related, but you are related because you work together,
Because
live together.
see,
Probably
we not only
best
live
photo of one's life is in Burnpur. You know, I'm still working. I joined my service in 1955 and still working. I'm nearly over 78-year-old, but probably I worked in number of places, but nothing is better than Burnpur. And we still believe that Burnpur people are our real friends and real relatives, and no one else. You know, I mean, so many places. I'm still working. I'm working for Borolin. I retired as a director in 2008 because after becoming 75, company law board did not give me permission to continue as a director. I'm continuing as an advisor. But you know, nowhere I found the pleasure that I had the 18 years of my real life in Burnpur.
I feel in
I'll just give you an anecdote, a small anecdote.
I feel in 60s, we were the golden time during the Burnpur area. During 60s and 70s,
I joined
we had a very
65.
nice time. All over social activity, Bharati Bhavan, other things, all activities were Bongo Sanskriti. These things are very, very social, and everybody enjoyed the life there. After works, we were all free, and even then during the work time, it was very hard work. But the working was
But when you went back, it was very good because we were also socially involved in so many.
and games were very active there. Games.
I am
Burnpur United Club.
my name is Amrit Khanna. I am the junior most among all these. They are all my seniors. Actually, I joined in 1971, but I still tell my wife, or even when I was there, I used to say I was so much in love with Burnpur, social, otherwise also, that I used to say, if there is a heaven on earth, it is this, it is this, it is this. You know, that is quote unquote from the great Emperor Shah Jahan, when he said about Kashmir, that if there is a heaven on earth, it is that case. For me, it was Burnpur. And extreme attachment. Even when I've retired recently about 3 years back, I still feel that it has given me a real life to me. You know, I've never regretted, like a lot of people have left Burnpur and gone to other places and all that. But I have joined in 71 and I have retired in 2008. That's around 37 and a half years. And not a single moment I have felt, I have regretted that I have stayed in Burnpur. Such was the social life, such was the social fabric, and such was the work environment in Burnpur.
And very neat and clean.
No.
Township was very neat and clean, and games and other things are very active. Burnpur United Club and other things, and the tennis, Burnpur Club, tennis and other things. Everybody joined there, and we had a nice.
As Master said, our work, not only work culture, but our attitude to life had totally changed when we were in Burnpur. When I landed up in Burnpur, all the departments of the steel plant were headed by expatriates, except one, Mr. Garg, who happened to be in 1948. And I've had, I was trained by experts in their own field. My immediate boss was a true Scot, Ian Bell. And once I made the mistake of calling him, we met at the club, he called me to one hotel, and I called him Mr. Bell. He turned around and said, my mother gave me a name. I said, I'm about to lose my job. And that's Ian. So outside the office hours, I'm Ian. Inside, you will call me Mr. Bell. That's the kind of spirit, we have.
I am Amu Chatterjee. I am a third generation Burnpurite at Burnpur. My grandfather, my father, they were since the inception of the company, and I joined in 55, retired in 1992 as an engineer from there. I was born in Burnpur and I'm still living there. I'm 80 years old. I'm enjoying life like anything. because the Burnpur, that's the place that's given me all fun of life, which I can never forget. My families are all scattered, but I do stay at Burnpur and I just move around. My son is in Canada, my daughter is in the States, and young son, he's also planning to go abroad. So that is something very special in me. You can tell me a history. If 50 years back can be followed the history, I am a history. I'm 80 years old now.
Very good.
Can you talk one more question just about the
I organized this, I think, for the last 2 years.
How does it feel after 30, 40, 50 years to get together again for one evening?
Well, I would say it's mind-boggling because our children also know each other.
Yes. Whoever goes
and wherever they are,
USA
and
finds out a Burnpur boy
and
and stays there, meets there.
They all know each other. They're in touch with each other through the internet. And now you have the Facebook and whatever you have.
That's an absolute fact. The Burnpur family has now spread throughout the world. And wherever we go, we always find a Burnpurite. So we can get together and have a good time and talk about old times. And that's what life is all about. And we made this, the first Burnpur gathering we had was in 2005. And then this is the second one, and every time, it brings tears to my eyes. This is such a novel idea that people from all over the world come to this occasion for one evening just to get together and meet each other.
The last time, you remember people and they all came for the whole show. One came from Colombo, and the other one just from Delhi. He was abroad, he rushed back.
Just for this.
And they went back the day after.